Good evening, good evening, good evening. Brother Jones, what's up? No music tonight. Joe DePola, what's up? No music tonight, brothers and sisters, no music tonight. I just want to get out here and give you the message. Um, how you doing, Jones? How you doing, Joseph? Um, I just want to have a conversation real quick. I want to wait a couple minutes, maybe to get a few more viewers on, if that's possible. Being it is summertime, and a lot of people are out, maybe doing enjoyable things. Why I come home and I do videos. Oftentimes I do videos, and many of you who know me from the old Manhattanville Depot, when I was the vice chair in that depot, you knew that I did a newsletter to keep the members informed. And in addition to doing the newsletters, I gave you top quality representation. That was my MO when I was the vice chairman in Manhattanville, and that's pretty much how I worked my way up through the ranks. I fought the boss. I still continued to fight the boss, and nothing's never changed about that. The newsletters, there was more work involved. You had to really plan and write, and even when you took time out of your busy schedule to write your newsletter, such as I did, you had some of the old timers maybe criticize the grammar if the grammar wasn't 100% perfect. And that's part of life. People criticize people, but not everybody steps up to the plate to try to make a difference and help out. And you take all that in stride, right? Like as I did it, and it taught me a few things. It taught me how to do grammar. It taught me how to self-check. And as I wrote newsletters, it actually improved my vocabulary. It improved my English. It improved my ability for communication in general. And a lot of people, think that this video, these lives, that this is something new. This is not nothing really new for me. This is something that I've been doing for a very long time on informing people. And it's a lot, I find it to be a lot easier doing it this way on Facebook Live. But there was a time when, sat home. It took me a month to do maybe a 3-page newsletter, talk about the issues, give my editorial on what I thought was up or down about the issue, and that's the way it was. So, one of my topics, I got 5 topics today that I want to discuss. One being, was really fighting the issues and the backing that you get for fighting the issues. Everybody want to see a fight, but not everybody want to participate in that fight. I did a YouTube video. I want you guys check it out, youtube.com. You can find me at Union Rep with Donald Yates, Union Rep 100 with Donald Yates. I talk about truth, and I have another one on respect. And the other thing I want to talk about tonight is, does 2 wrongs make a right? And does the media affect how people feel about leaders or how they feel about public policy? So I want to dig in on that. Get some of y'all participation. If you want to talk about it, we could talk about it. But does the media affect how people feel about their leaders? And when I'm talking about media, I'm talking about, in our case, in the union's case, I'm talking about social media. There's a lot of news out there. There's a lot of rhetoric, and sometimes you got to dig out what's meaningful and what's not meaningful. You want to dig out what's true and what's not true. And for people who come on the job like fairly new, you know, I feel like you don't really know your craft. Like I'll take being a bus operator, being because I come from that trade. You know, before you become a union rep, before you even become a supervisor, you should know all there is to know about your bus title, right? You should know the ins and the outs of bus operation. So when you become a union rep and it's time to defend people, and maybe in arbitration you got to defend people, you have a way of persuading an arbitrator based on your experience as a bus operator, what we do, what we have to do, how we deal with customers, how we have to maneuver through traffic, even speaking upon preventable accidents. There's always a fight back, and I think the most experienced, knowledgeable union rep is the one that can best explain how things are on the road, how things were on the road, and how do you deal with certain situations, and how supervision tend to manipulate some words, and how sometimes it's just a bunch of intimidation and a bunch of double standards in this department, and probably in other departments too. But for all intent and purpose, we're talking about bus operation. There's a lot of double standards. Let's take account for folding up a stroller. I mean, you got a policy in place that says you have to fold up a stroller. We know, being out there, that not everybody folds up their stroller, and we know that for a single, maybe mom or a single dad who's running around with a stroller, it could be a little bit difficult. And some people give us a hard time as bus operators because we're expected to understand that it's not easy to take a baby out of a stroller, fold up the stroller, grip the baby in one arm while you're gripping the stroller in the other arm. So, we have to be a little bit sympathetic to the public, but at the same time, we're supposed to have some compassion, and we don't always have the compassion that we're supposed to have. And on the other side of the spectrum, supervision, all they do is tell you the policy, and then even when they tell you the policy, they violate the policy, and that's not that's why it's a bunch of double standards on this job. So that's why the question remains: does the media affect how people feel about their leaders and how people feel about public policy? Like I said, you can pick almost any topic in transit, and there'll be a criticism on how the union might be dealing with it, or how management might be dealing with a certain situation. But it's true that social media does mold how people think about certain things, and always in the negative, because the negativity is always more popular than what's real and what's positive. And just something for you guys to think about. Moving along, I was listening to a program, and I wanted to come and at least ask you guys, what do you think about two wrongs making a right? Does two wrongs make a right? We know that we teach our children and our young people that two wrongs don't make a right, and we always tell people to turn the other cheek, and that's not always the case about turning the other cheek. We expect people to turn the other cheek, but in being real, what do I think about it? I mean, if you're constantly in a position where you're getting your ass handed to you, right, and you're being urinated on and your tail is rained, are you expected to turn the other cheek? I don't think you should turn the other cheek. I think you should call it what it is, call what you see, and speak upon what you see, and just battle it out. I mean, the truth will bring you to the light always. Now, in management, they oftentimes want you to keep a blind eye to issues, right? They can blatantly be slapping the hell out of you, cutting all your work, and everything, and you're expected not to respond. That's funny to me. How the bully doesn't have a problem bullying you, but the minute that you've pushed back, the minute that you reveal when you reveal the bully, the minute that you reveal the true nature of the bully and show everybody what the true nature of the bully is doing, you are accused of being wrong. You are accused of being a bully because you stood up to the bully, and I think that's wrong, and I think that will change. And I've never been one to allow anyone to bully me or my members or my family. If you feel like you're gonna bully and do the hoodwink move, you're gonna have a fight out of me. That's basically what it is. That's just how I roll. I've been born and bred to fight bullies, and that's just what I'm gonna do: fight bullies. And in this case, I believe that two wrongs make a right here. If somebody's doing me wrong, I'm gonna do you wrong back. Somebody's doing my membership wrong, I'm gonna take the proper protocol and do management wrong back, because that's just what life is right now. Now, until we could sit down at the table, and then you don't pee on me or my members, and you show respect, and that's why I started making these videos on YouTube, because respect goes a long way. And if you don't have no respect for people, then you're gonna do whatever you need to do to hoodwink, lie, cheat, act like things ain't you, just because you think people are stupid and you just don't have no respect for people. And that's what it boils down to. And like I said, I made a video on YouTube. I want y'all guys to check it out, and subscribe to my page on YouTube. It's Union Rep 100 with Donald Yates. I do some videos. I do some union videos. At times I do some food videos, and I do little fix-it videos. But oftentimes I try to speak my mind on certain issues. I did one about respect and having respect for your elders, having respect for your common man, and how you can draw more respect by using honey tactics than to use vinegar tactics. All in a nutshell. That's what I spoke about on respect. It's a 9.5-minute video, and it's an eye opener, because I think a lot of us, from the old school, we remember when we was taught respect, and then we had to hold the door for our elders. We couldn't talk back to our parents, let alone curse at our parents, and some of the things that you see going on today is very disheartening. That you could see that people don't even know what the word respect means anymore. And the other thing is truth. Truth will always be the light, and you should always be able to tell the truth on certain issues. And I believe that's my way out, is the truth. I mean, I may have done some things wrong in my life, and I've taken criticism for it. But it doesn't mean that I've lied about it. I've definitely, came clean and told the truth. And I think the truth will set you free. And that's the one thing that I believe is real, is in the truth. I think the truth is always going to set you free. And for me, being your union rep, it's not, and when I get up there and I do shop gates, I'm speaking from head to heart, because to me, I can't lie. It's hard for me to lie, because lying, you got to remember lies. You got to make things up as you go. You got to make it up, and then people listen to you. So you got to believe that people are listening to the words that you say. So why lie about things? Tell the truth. And that's what I mean. You got to speak the truth. I think having keeping your word as your bond, and then just being truthful about things is always the best way to go. Always the best way to go. So that's another video I did about the truth, because everybody's truth. It's a funny thing about truth. You know, you could believe in religion, and you can have a different belief on what you feel about religion, where I may have a belief in religion, you may have a belief about religion. We both think our religion is right. We both think our religion is true, but yet we don't speak. We both think our religion is true, and yet people condemn other people who believe in their truth. You know, you can't always condemn people because they have a belief. Their belief is their belief. Their belief is true to them, right? Doesn't their truth is their truth. My truth is my truth. And there's certain people who believe in perceptional truth, and we all know that perceptional truth don't have to be true, right? So we spoke very high about truth in the video, and very much. It was a 4-minute video. It wasn't really a lot, but you know, my truth may not be your truth, but it doesn't mean that what I'm saying to you guys is not true. All right. Recently, MTA Bus just signed a letter with Darrell Irick, and the president of MTA Bus, and the vice president of New York City Transit. And the letter allows MTA bus operators to come into New York City Transit or MAPSTOA and bring their time, bring their vacation time, some of their sick time over into the two authorities, and it also allows them to bring whatever probationary time that they might have done over an MTA bus into the OA and the TA. And I think that was great. That was actually criticized, and I don't know how something like that could be criticized. As I think that was a great thing, because you know, oftentimes when I had an MTA bus operator come into MAPSTOA basically doing the same damn job, and they don't get credit for the time, they have to start over new as if they was a new employee. It's like a little bit disheartening. And I think the letter that they got was a nice, victorious letter, and it's something that MAPSTOA had in place anyway when dealing with New York City Transit. When the MAPSTOA guys went over to New York City Transit, we had a letter in place that allowed them the same exact benefits that MTA Bus has now. So that was a good one, and I want to give a shout out to Pete Rasconi for that, because I thought that was good for you to get your members that. All right, not everybody appreciates the work that you do, but I know that you work hard. I kind of see you out there in the field. I'm in Zariga. I hear the Eddie Melendez of the world complaining on how you fight tooth and nail for your members, and being that you fight tooth and nail for your members, you know, sometimes you end up breaking them down and getting what you need to get for your members. I mean, unfortunately, not everybody appreciates the fight that you do, but I appreciate that you fight that you do. I mean, I feel that, you know, you're doing a good job, Pete Rasconi, and keep up the good work. Now, the last thing, I'm not going to hold y'all long, the last thing is really fighting the issues. I mean, there's a lot of complaints about really fighting the issues, and it doesn't matter what the issues are. If the body, which is the membership, is not willing to stand up, then what's the use in fighting? You know, you can't be a union rep and be a stand-up person and want to fight for every tooth and nail battle, and then the membership sits there and just says, "Oh, why did he do that? Oh, he's gonna get hurt." Let me tell you something. We didn't get into. I certainly didn't get into this business not to be a punk and not to fight the battles that need to be fought. I'm not built that way. All right, and none of you guys out there need to be built that way either. You members are the union. You guys should stand up and stand with your union, no matter what. I don't care what friends you made on the other side of the aisle, dispatcher, manager, it doesn't matter. If at some point in time where you got to stand up, you stand on the side of TW Local 100, and you got to stand up and support that union representative. Whether you like that union representative or not, that union representative got your best interests at heart, and that's where you need to stand. And with that being said, I'm going to close and wish y'all all well and have a good night. And we'll probably do this again next week. But remember, check me out on YouTube, Union Rep 100 with Donald Yates. Have a good night. Bye.